Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make a dedicated Minecraft Java Edition server so your friends can play on your own server, provided you are at your home. Fuck off. Alright. So, mess that up. Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make a dedicated Minecraft server that allows people to connect to it, provided they are on your home network. First, click on the link in the description that leads you to the Minecraft.net site and download the server.jar. Once this has finished, go to your desktop and create a new folder. Simply just call this Minecraft server. Once this is finished, go into a file explorer, go to downloads, and drag server.jar into here. Once we open this folder, you should see a blank folder with server.jar in it. To run this though, we need to ensure that we have Java version 16 or higher installed. So go onto the Oracle Java website that's linked in the description and download the x64 installer. Simply just follow the steps that this says to install Java onto your computer. Once you have installed Java, next to the .jar you should see this little Java icon. Double click this server.jar to generate all the folders that we will need. As you can see, it hasn't launched any server yet. This is because we have to agree to the EULA. Read the EULA here. To agree, just change EULA equals false to EULA equals true. Press Ctrl S or go to File, Save, and close the text. Simply double click server.jar again to run. It is now generating a world, and you should see this Minecraft server GUI pop up. If Windows Defender asks to access to private networks, click Private Networks and allow access. As you can see, this has now generated my world. We now have access to all of the commands that a normal Java server has, for instance stop to stop the server. I will now show you how to make a batch file to make launching the server easier. Simply right click, press New, Text Document, and name this text document start.bat. Click Yes. Now when we right click this, show more options and press Edit, we should see a blank notepad. In here, paste the command in the description. Here it's saying launch it with Java with 1 GB of memory, and it is activating the jar called Minecraft Server 1.18.2.jar with no GUI, meaning it'll run in your command line. If you look here, our server is called server.jar, so change this jar to server.jar. If this is wrong, your server will not work, so ensure that this is correct. Above this, add an @echo off. Save this and close. Once we go back into here, we simply double click start.bat, and as you'll see, it will open up a command line which will launch our server. Click allow. We now have our Minecraft server joined. We now have our Minecraft server running and on. Press stop to end the server. Do not press X on the command line or your world will be corrupted. Under start.bat, if you have more system memory, your server will perform better if you give it more RAM. To change the amount of memory it has, simply just change this to a 2, 4, or however many gigabytes of memory you have. Ensure you have a G afterwards, or else it will not work. This is the startup memory, and this is the maximum amount of memory the server will be able to use. It is recommended to keep them the same, as it makes sure that the server is running smoothly and is working properly at all times. Save this and close. Simply just double-click start.bat again, and you'll see that it makes all of the changes by itself. Now that our server has loaded, I will show you how to join it. To join, launch Minecraft. Now that Minecraft has launched, go back to your desktop. Press the Windows key and write CMD. Under CMD, you should see a thing called command prompt pop up. In this, we will now find our IP. Write the command ipconfig. As you can see, your home IP address will be here. Under Ethernet adapter or Wi-Fi adapter, depending on what you're using, it will have an IPv6 address or IPv4 address. We will be connecting with an IPv4 address, so simply copy this. Here in multiplayer, click direct connection and add that IP address. By default, the Minecraft server will host itself on port 25565, meaning that this is the port that you add. I will show you how to change this port in the server properties file later. Once we join, you should be able to see that your server is fully intact and is a fully working survival server. If we change back to our command.exe, which is running this, we should be able to see the user, their IP, and where they've logged in. As you can see, I can do any command here without the slash. It works like a normal command. To give yourself command access in-game, simply just write op and then the user's name. So for me, it is atruck123. Now I will have access to any command in the game. Disconnect from the server. To stop the server, simply just write stop in your command.exe. Once we have exited the server, we can open server.properties in Notepad. We can now see every single option that we can use to configure our server. Here we have whether we can fly, if we're allowed in the nether, the difficulty, anything. Like I said before, I would show you how to change the port. To change the port, change server port to anything you want. I'm going to use port 4004 because it's the first thing I thought of. You can also add a resource pack that is stored in this source folder. Save this, close it, and relaunch your server. As you can see, it has started the Minecraft server on port 4004. Relaunch Minecraft. Now, when you connect to your server, you would have to change the port to the port that you set. If we try to join on the old port, it will say connection refused. This is because there is no longer an open port to connect to our server. If we change the port to the correct one, when we join, it is the same server and everything works correctly. This means that you can launch more than one server. While this may have a big impact on system performance, it is possible. I'll now show you how to get your friends to join. When you go into multiplayer and press direct connection, copy this address. I changed my port back to what it was. Send this address to your friends and tell them to add server, name it whatever they want to, and save this. You can now see that it has picked it up and your ping will be here. When I join fine as it is hosted on my computer. When we join, it logs our location, who we are, and where we were. This allows monitoring and moderation on the server to be easy. Along with this, it records any administrative commands that are executed on the server. Thank you so much for watching how to make a Minecraft dedicated server, and drop any questions in the comments.